Today's part of our Business Spotlight program, I'm with Bevin Mahon, and she's the owner and managing director of Dentaltech, and they have clinics in Terenure, Swords, Wexford, and Waterford. So over to you, Bevin. What is it you do, and for how long have you been doing it?
Oh, hey, Kevin. Thanks so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
Mm.
Yeah, Dental Tech Group is the name of the company. We're actually a really proud second generation family business, over 50 years in business. My parents set it up in the 1970s. But we're
Wow.
very different now to what we were at the start. We have four clinics, as you said, two in Dublin, Wexford, Waterford. We're the largest nursing home and home care provider of mobile dental services. And then we manufacture everything ourselves. And part of the manufacturing is that we 3D print everything now. So we 3D print things like dentures, anti-snoring devices, teeth whitening, the whole lot. So very, very cool technology that we're using nowadays and delivering it for all our clients all over the place.
Fantastic. And yeah, technology is great, especially if you can actually get it to work. So,
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
yeah, good stuff. And how long have you been involved in the business?
So yeah, I started in 2001 actually on a 3-month contract.
Right.
So go figure.
There was no, yeah, the small print said there was no end date. Yeah.
I had no intentions of joining. I mean, I really like it wasn't something that I'd set out to do. But I
Right.
was changing jobs, and my mum and dad asked me to come in and put a computerized accounts program for them, and that was the start of my long journey with the company. And yeah, I just
Fantastic.
loved it.
So over that period you've been growing, what do you attribute your growth to?
Yeah, it's a good question. I like there, I suppose a lot of things initially and maybe organically, I suppose, when I first joined. So things, I say organically, we'd have a request from somebody for something. So for example, the nursing home business, a local nursing home asked, could they bring up a batch of clients or a batch of their patients? And we said yes. And when, through the chats with them, realized that, we weren't seeing about 75% of the residents because sure, they couldn't leave the nursing home. And that's
Mhm.
how that kind of started. And that was back as early as 2011.
Oh,
But more recently, I'd definitely say the digital transformation. I really wanted to build capacity. I felt that I wanted to grow the business. And there's I suppose, like a lot of industries, a shortage of skill set, both in our manufacturing and also in our clinics.
mhm.
And, we do a lot of dentures, and dentures haven't really been considered the sexy side of dentistry, I suppose, for a long time. And attracting new talent to deliver dentures to people and make them was quite difficult. So I really felt that we're going to have to change something to grow. And
Right.
that's when I really looked at 3D printing. So we've gone from very traditional analog manufacturing to now we scan them out, we CAD design, and we 3D print everything. And
Oh,
that has hugely impacted both our attracting talent and also our offering to clients. And it's really modernized everything, but it's allowed us to grow capacity because we no longer have the logistics worry about, oh, how do we send something down? How do we deliver something? How do we collect something? It's all digital. We get a scan within a matter of seconds now, scan of someone's mouth. It's brilliant.
fantastic, fantastic. No, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Um, I know, yeah, for writing my reports, AI Companion is great, and the various different. I know my
Yeah.
clients, where a lot of are taking the grunt work out of,
Yes.
with AI, and it's only increasing.
It's only going to get better and
Yeah.
more helpful and yeah, for sure.
It's probably gotten better in the time we've been talking. Yeah.
Totally. Well, I started using AI last November, and even in that short space of time, there's been huge changes and huge improvements that we've been able to use for the business. So we're digital from our manufacturing, but also now digitally like that, looking at how we support our clients. How do we find what they're really looking for and actually help deliver on that? So it's been amazing. And it's only the tip of the iceberg. You're right. It's improving every minute.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Apart from the various media outlets trying to scare everybody with it,
Oh,
but
look, it's probably like the web, initially when internet came about, people were
yeah,
saying, "Oh, it's going to be a dark side." There will be, but
yeah,
it's making sure that we protect and navigate around that.
exactly. I find if you use it right, and then you still need a human input to make sure that it's going in the right
Absolutely.
direction.
Absolutely.
But it does take the grunt work out, definitely.
Mhm.
If you had to start from square one in business, what would you do differently?
Oh, yeah, I think I would definitely surround myself with, other successful people who want to see me succeed. I want to see the business succeed, to learn from them because, definitely in the last decade, my biggest, learning and growth has come from being around people who already are doing it or already know how to do it or, working like that with mentors or working with coaches. It's always been something in the last decade, maybe 10 to 15 years, probably a little bit more than a decade. I might be shaving a few years off there. But certainly the last 10 to 15 years, working with people who are already doing things really well and figuring out, well, what are you doing so well and how can I learn from that? I definitely think that would have been something that I didn't think about at the very start. And sometimes you're kind of head down, you've got tunnel vision. And then when you
Mhm.
lift your head up to kind of look around, then, so definitely learning from other people and what other people are doing and getting the right supports has been hugely impactful.
Obviously, I'm a big fan of coaching myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
but and I suppose just to mention, you did have an action coach,
Oh, I did. And he's my very good friend now, Richard. Yeah.
Colin. Yeah, yeah.
It's been instrumental. It has really been instrumental in our business, I suppose. And one of the key things that stood out for me was, you know, every good sports team has a good coach. Every good business should have a good coach, and every good business does have a good coach. Just a lot of people don't know about it.
Yeah, yeah. We're doing our best to get it out there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay, fantastic. And what have been your biggest learnings as an employer since you began in business?
Um, I think as an employer, biggest learnings is at the end of the day, we're dealing with people. I mean, we're dealing with emotions, people's lives.
Hmm.
Um, and equally, I think from a business perspective, it's all about systemizing things and procedurizing things so that you have the right things in place to support the right people, and help people succeed. And being an employer is all about helping people succeed in their job. That's really what it is.
Fantastic.
You want to bring along good people and help them to grow and also help people to move on if they want to, if they're looking at a different career and help them, but really it's all about the processes and supports and finding, if you've got the right processes in place, you can really do great things with people.
Fantastic, fantastic. And the other one then that people kind of struggle with sometimes, maybe not you, but how do you balance personal life with the demands of running a business?
I mean, yeah, work hard, play hard. I work very hard or smart. And but I think the biggest thing is I am a sucker for time management. When I'm in work, I'm working off a timer. It keeps me on track. Definitely have ADHD, and if I didn't have the timer, sure I'd go down that squirrel rabbit hole of TikTok or something like that. So I've learned over the years, I have a diary. I work off my diary. Things are slotted in, tasks are slotted in, blocks of time to work on projects are slotted in, my team meetings are slotted in. Yeah, Richard definitely helped me with that over the years, is getting everything into my diary, but also having space free. Your diary can't be full because there's
No,
no time then to follow up on things you need to do, or no
mhm,
free time to do things that crop up. And that does happen in business. Things pop up that you're not expecting. But how to get back on track and then I do, yeah, I work hard, I play hard too. So I make sure that I've got really nice time. I like to go to certain conferences. I like to learn.
mhm,
I've been to the Business Excellence Conference in the UK for Action Coach so many times,
mhm.
learning from other people, meeting people, like-minded people who like that they're going through the same things day to day, and you pull yourself out of the business. You get to learn off these phenomenal speakers, and I just take so much from that. And that's part of my, I suppose, my playtime and family time as well, then as well.
Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, the BizX was great this year. We had Gary V and we had a whole bunch more there. It was just, it always gives me a great shot in the arm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's a lovely phrase, actually. Yeah, it does. It gives you a real boost, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so what qualities do you look for in employees and how do you foster a positive and productive work environment? I think you touched a bit on it there, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously people need to have the right skills for a job that they're applying for.
Mhm,
But I definitely think over the years we hire on attitude.
mhm,
We it's we've a team of just over 40, so we're still a relatively small company, but
mhm.
we've over 15 different nationalities and cultures on that team.
Wow. Yeah, I was just looking
Um,
outside. Yeah, there's quite a mix there. Yeah.
Yeah, people from all around the world, all around the globe. And it's really because we're so open to hiring on the right attitude. If somebody can do the job, great, but the right attitude and the right cultural fit, not cultural from a country-based fit, but cultural as in somebody who wants to see us succeed, wants to be part of a really good team. We've got, we're a certified great place to work. Um, People want to work with us and our team bring along other people. And it's very evident very early on who works well with us. We do some really great work with patients. We change people's lives, really, we enhance people's lives. We help them smile again. There's a real sense of passion and drive and being able to improve quality of life, really, I suppose, that our team all buy into, So therefore, when they come to work every day, it is all about what we're delivering for the clients and what we're delivering for the customers. But my thing first and foremost is that if we have a happy employee and an employee who wants to come to work, the rest will all fall into place. So, while other people will say customer is number one, actually for us, team is number one.
Yeah.
Customer is automatically going to be happy because our team is happy, so.
Fantastic. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more with you there, Bevan. Um, and maybe just to round up, what are some common misconceptions about running a business and how do you address them?
Hmm. I think two of the big things is one is everybody thinks it's easy when they're not doing it. It's not easy. It is hard, but it's very worthwhile. Um, I do a lot of mentoring with other female entrepreneurs and at different stages of their businesses. And, one of the things is, maybe if I'd have known what I know now, I might not have done it. But actually, sometimes not knowing is a good thing as well.
Okay.
But I think the second thing is I think one of the biggest things is the misconception of maybe business owners or entrepreneurs is that I need to do everything myself.
Mm.
You know, um, and I always kind of think, look, you can't physically do everything yourself, and if you think you're the only one who can do it, you need to get rid of the ego.
Well,
You know, I mean,
yeah,
that's for sure. Like I am a big fan of hiring people. I mean, back to the hiring people around me that are better at doing the job than I would be.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's no point in me trying to hire people that are not as good or they are not sure. And I always have to bring people along. No, put people in the job that are like, we have some phenomenal people on the team who I would never be able to do their job.
Right.
I don't know how to print a denture. I don't know
Right.
how to design a denture. I don't know how to manage the printers. I know how to open and close them. I mean,
Right.
they're very cool. They look like big spaceships. I know how to open them and close them. So when people come in, I'm like, here's what I can do. But my team is amazing at what they do because they're such experts in their field and they get such passion and drive because there isn't somebody micromanaging them either because I let them do their job.
Fantastic.
Let them do what they're good at. And yeah, so I would say biggest tip to entrepreneurs and people out there or misconception is you don't have to do it all yourself.
Yeah.
Find out how to procedurize it, put a process in place, or work with your team and get them to help you put a procedure or a process in place so that you can copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste.
Mhm.
Once you got the day-to-day kind of functional bit, it's about really enjoying what you do. And look, we work hard. I always say to people, we're not a utopia. It's like we're not all floating on the clouds here in dental tech. But people do enjoy coming to work 99.9% of the time. That's
Fantastic.
what you want.
That's pretty good batting average, I'd say. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, Bevan, it's been absolutely, there's a whole bunch of gems in there for our viewers. I really appreciate you taking the time. Uh,
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for
to-
having me.
yeah, no, I'm absolutely delighted. So, again, thanks again.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you.